G'day, it's Jamie, and welcome to Where's My Yowie. Today, I'm reading a few old newspaper reports about a bunyip sighting on the Murrumbidgee River at Gundagai in 1902. So we'll get into it. This first article was published in the Gundagai Times and Tumut, Adelong and Murrumbidgee District Advertiser on Tuesday, the 28th of October, 1902, titled A Murrumbidgee Monster. Mr. Elphick of Backstation Creek called at our office on Friday morning and related a remarkable experience that befell his son the previous afternoon. The young man, so the narrative of his father runs, was absorbed in dislodging rabbits from a burrow on the bank of the Murrumbidgee River at Mickey's Corner, 3 miles from Gundagai along the Chemo Road. He had with him several greyhound dogs, which were industriously occupied at the mouth of the burrow. Suddenly there emerged from the placid waters of our much-loved but evidently mysterious river the ponderous form of some awe-inspiring species of the amphibian tribe. The animal was, in the calculation of the young man, about the size of a calf, was of course a quadruped, bearing the usual developments. Its head was rhinoceros-shaped, bearing 2 tusks in the forehead, and its neck and forequarters were spotted. The sight of such a mysterious animal, which was making immeasured strides towards the dog, naturally drew perspiration from the brow of the terror-stricken youth, who immediately called his dogs off and made haste to find a place of safety for himself. The monster at the same time retreated to the water, and no more was seen of it. It is related that 37 years ago, Mr. George Sheether of Nangus saw an animal of identical description in the Murrumbidgee, but nobody happened up until last Thursday caught another glimpse of the bunyip or whatever it is. Mr. Elphick Jr. persists that his description of the beast is not overdrawn as to its size and distinguishing features. The end. Okay, so this next article was also published in the Gundagai Times, Tumut, Adelong and Murrumbidgee District Advertiser on the 31st of October 1902, titled Public Opinion, the Murrumbidgee Bunyip. To the editor. Sir, I read with interest your account of the supposed revisitation of that water mystery, the bunyip. To the readers may look at the paragraph in light of illustrated news copy. Others will accuse the boys concerned in the discovery of the possession of elastic imaginations. Not a few will say that the supposed bunyip was nothing more than a domestic calf browsing peacefully on the banks of the river. But the Aboriginals have steadfastly held that a peculiar and mysterious amphibious animal in description akin to the animal seen by young Elphick at one time inhabited the waters of the Murrumbidgee. The animal was termed the bunyip, and many Aboriginal legends are associated with it. In the days of the explorers, the bunyip in Aboriginal tradition was looked upon as the natives of Wet Noah. The reported appearance of the animal was viewed as an ill omen and drove terror into the Aboriginals' heart. The old Aborigines have told me that the mysterious animal had frequently made its appearance at Johnston's Corner, a spot which, for the reasons stated, was always given a wide berth by the natives after nightfall. The Aborigines always held that such an animal did inhabit the water. One of the earliest residents of Jones Creek was about 40 years ago quietly fishing in the Murrumbidgee at Nangus when suddenly the night was rendered hideous by the splash of some monster just alongside his fishing rod. The unwelcome visitor drove terror into the heart of the fisherman, who fled without any ceremony, vowing never to revisit the spot of the river. He faithfully kept his word and also supported the opinion of those who held that the Bunyip was a reality and not a myth. Yours truly, Old Hand, the end. Okay, so this last article was published in the Sydney's The Daily Telegraph on Saturday, the 8th of November 1902, titled The Bunyip, a Scare Along the Murrumbidgee. Wagga, Friday. The Murrumbidgee Bunyip is much in evidence just now. This curious amphibious quadruped was first reported to have been seen near Gundagai last week by a young man. He described it as being about the size of a calf, with the head like a rhinoceros, with 2 tusks in the forehead, and its neck and forequarters spotted. It emerged for the river and was making for his dogs, but beat a hasty retreat when he and his dogs showed perturbation. Since then, a highly respectable resident of Currawarna, 20 miles below Wagga, is reported to have seen the monster issue from the river when he went to attend his fishing lines at daylight. The latest sight of it is reported to have been gained by boys swimming in the river at the rear of the English church here. The description of the Bunyip of these appearances nearly tallies with that given by the Gundagai youth. The end. Now this is really interesting, because you've got a few groups of people who have actually seen this same creature, and they're all saying like it's the size of a calf. It was a quadruped, and it had a head like a rhinoceros, and 2 tusks in the forehead, and its neck and forequarters are spotted. It's really interesting, and I'd love to know what they're actually seeing. Okay, that's it from me. I'll get back to you all next time. Bye.